Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of English with Dry. Here, we are going to do a 5-minute annotation of the Love and Relationships anthology poem for the AQA, Neutral Tones. Let's start with the title, and as you can see, it is called Neutral Tones. Now, the word neutral is something you can instantly talk about, because the idea of neutrality, especially when coupled with tones, implies that there is an absence of colour. And now that is something that in this poem potentially means absence of emotions. And this is one of the major points of the poem, because as we look through the first stanza, we will see that Hardy instantly presents a colour palette in this poem that is totally devoid of any colour. We stand by the sun, which is white, and we also hear about how the leaves are grey and have fallen from an ash tree. Now, of course, ash is a type of tree, but there's a double meaning here. It also is suggestive of the ashes from cremation, implying that something has died. Now, what is it that could have died? Well, it's possibly the relationship. So the connotations, which is what I will note with CTS, are of death. And we can link this possibly to their relationship. Now, of course, this poem brings into mind the question, what is the opposite of love? Now, as always, people think that this could be hate. However, that is not the case. The opposite of love is not hate, it is indifference. Now, in this poem here, the absence of colour reflects that indifference to each other. They don't hate each other, they don't feel anything for each other. Now, their relationship is very well summarised by this colour scheme, but also the fact that they are next to a pond. Now, a pond is a body of water that has been chosen for a reason. It is because it does not flow anywhere new. It is static and therefore reflects their relationship, which is not going anywhere. It reflects the fact that they have reached a point in their love that means that they cannot do anything anymore. They cannot move forward, they cannot move backwards. It's almost like they have no feelings for one another. Not moving in any direction whatsoever. Okay, so if we carry on, your eyes were on me as eyes that rove over tedious riddles of years ago, and some words played between us to and fro, on which lost the more by our love. Now, what I want to draw our attention to here is the rhyme scheme, love and rove. Now, this is a half rhyme. Throughout the rest of the poem, you can see a fairly constant A, B, B, A rhyme scheme, but in this case, it is A, B, B, A, but it is a half rhyme. Now, a constant rhyme scheme always, as we know, reflects constant emotions. It reflects that the poet's thoughts and feelings are not changing. However, in this case, there is one small half rhyme. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that in this relationship that we have seen already seems to be over and is dead. However, we've said that there is also no emotion in it, no hatred, no blame, no anything. It could be, however, that perhaps maybe this one half rhyme is indicative of there being the possibility of ill feeling between them. Now, if we go further and we look down, we see that the smile on her mouth is the deadest thing, alive enough to have strength to die, and a grin of bitterness swept thereby. Now, this is interesting because this implies some ill feeling between them. What the ill feeling is, it's hard to say. However, it implies that it is not quite as simple and as straightforward as we have first thought in terms of their love being purely amicably over. Since then, keen lessons that love deceives and rings with wrong. He has learnt that love is not something that is always happy. He has learnt that love can be a harsh and unpleasant thing. He has found that it has treated him poorly, essentially. And therefore, his view of love and relationships is that he is bored and sick of them. Your face and the God-cursed sun and a tree and a pond edged with greyish leaves. Well, we can see here that this is a circular structure, as it starts and ends with the same thing. Now, this tells us that they and their relationship are going nowhere. Well, girls, I hope that you found this to be a useful 5-minute summary of the poem. I'll see you for the next one.